My 55-year-old wife said, I need a younger, more exciting life, and left me for her 35-year-old trainer. I said, enjoy your adventure. 6 months later, when she tried to get back on my health insurance after discovering her boy toy was actually married with kids, AARP had already. Original post. I 58 male thought we had a good thing going. 32 years of marriage to Deborah 55, 2 kids grown and successful, decent retirement savings, paid off house. We'd made it through the tough years. Time to enjoy life, right? Wrong. It started with CrossFit. Deborah joined this gym last year, said she wanted to get her body back. Cool, I supported it, even when the membership cost $185 a month. Even when she started buying $120 Lululemon leggings and those expensive protein shakes. Then came Brad, her 35-year-old trainer. Former military, covered in tattoos, the kind of guy who posts shirtless gym selfies with motivational quotes. Brad says I have amazing potential. Brad thinks I could compete in the Masters division. Brad really understands me. I met him once at their gym's family day. Dude spent the whole time calling me chief and giving me unsolicited advice about my dad bod. I'm 58, not trying to be an Instagram model. I jog 3 times a week and my doctor says I'm healthy. That's enough for me. 3 months ago, Deborah sits me down after dinner. Full makeup, new dress I'd never seen before. Tom, I need to talk to you about something important. My mind went to cancer, illness, something serious. I'm not happy. I feel like I'm suffocating in this life. I need excitement, adventure, passion. I need to feel young again. Okay, we could travel? Take that Europe trip you always wanted? She shook her head. You don't understand. This life, this routine, this predictable existence. It's killing me. I'm 55, not dead. I deserve to feel alive. What are you saying? I'm leaving. Brad and I are together. He makes me feel things I haven't felt in decades. I just stared at her. 32 years, and she's leaving me for a guy who probably wasn't even born when we got married. He's 20 years younger than you. Age is just a number, Tom. When you're truly connected with someone, it doesn't matter. The most insane part? She'd already packed, had an apartment lined up. Been planning this for months while I thought we were solid. I want a divorce. Brad and I are moving in together. He's gonna help me become a fitness influencer. A fitness influencer. At 55, with 2,000 Instagram followers, half of them bots she paid for. I could have begged, could have cried, could have fought. Instead, I said, okay, enjoy your adventure. She seemed shocked I didn't fight harder. That's it? That's all you have to say? What do you want me to say? You've made your choice. You're choosing a guy named Brad who drinks pre-workout for breakfast over 3 decades together. Good luck with that. She left that night. Update 1 2 weeks later. The divorce papers came quick. Deborah wanted her fair share of everything. Half the house, half my 401k, half my pension, alimony. Her lawyer sent this ridiculous demand letter talking about how she sacrificed her career to raise our kids. What career? She worked part-time at a boutique for 3 years in the 90s. I paid for her to get a real estate license she never used. Funded her failed Etsy jewelry business. Supported her through her photography phase, her life coaching certification, her essential oils MLM disaster. But here's where it gets interesting. Because she left me for another man and we live in an at-fault state, adultery matters. My lawyer, Janet, absolute shark worth every penny, was thrilled. She admitted to the affair? She posted about it on Facebook. Pictures of them together, tagged my new chapter with my soulmate. Janet actually laughed. This is going to be easier than I thought. Meanwhile, Deborah was living her best life on social media. Gym selfies with Brad every morning, green smoothies and sunrise yoga, posts about choosing happiness and never too late to follow your heart. My daughter Kelly, 28, called me, furious. Dad? Mom's lost her mind. She introduced Brad to me as her partner. He's 7 years older than me. It's disgusting. My son Eric, 26, was even more blunt. She's having the world's most expensive midlife crisis. Let her crash and burn. But the entitlement was just beginning. Deborah texted me asking for temporary support while the divorce processed. Deborah, Tom, I need help with expenses. The apartment is $200 per month and Brad's between jobs right now. Between jobs, the successful personal trainer who was going to help her become an influencer was unemployed. Me, all communication through lawyers. Deborah, Don't be petty. We were married 32 years. Were, past tense. Your choice. She tried calling our bank to access my personal account. Thankfully, I'd already separated everything. She called me screaming about how I was financially abusing her. You're being cruel. I have rights. You have the right to get a job. Brad can support you now, right? That's what partners do. She hung up. Update 2, 6 weeks later. The mask started slipping fast. Turns out Brad, the entrepreneur, wasn't just between jobs. He'd been fired from the gym for sleeping with clients. Plural. Deborah wasn't special. She was just the one with the most money. How do I know this? Because one of the other clients, Miranda, reached out to me on Facebook. She'd been with Brad too, thought they were exclusive, until she saw Deborah's posts. Miranda sent me screenshots of texts from Brad from a while he was with Deborah, talking about how he was working on something big and just needed a few months to get set up, and how his current situation was temporary. I forwarded everything to Janet. She forwarded it to Deborah's lawyer with a note. Your client might want to reconsider her demands. But Deborah doubled down. Posted this long Facebook rant about how I was trying to destroy her happiness and how bitter rejected men can't handle strong women choosing themselves. Strong women. She couldn't even open her own pickle jars. Then came the health insurance issue. See, Deborah was on my excellent corporate health plan. Covers everything, low deductibles, includes dental and vision. She assumed she'd keep it during the divorce. Nope. During legal separation in our state, I had no obligation to keep her on my employer plan since she left the marriage for adultery. I removed her during open enrollment, effective immediately. Got a call from her 2 days later. Not a text, not an email, a screaming phone call. You removed me from the insurance? I have a dentist appointment tomorrow. Brad doesn't have insurance. He's working on it. Sounds like a personal problem. I have medications. I need coverage. Cobra exists. It's only $1,400 a month. I can't afford that. Shouldn't have left your meal ticket for a guy who lives in his car then. Oh yeah, buried the lead there. Brad didn't have an apartment. He'd been crashing at the gym after hours. When Deborah got them the apartment, it was the first stable housing he'd had in months. My wife left me for a technically homeless personal trainer. Update 3. 3 months in, the divorce negotiations were beautiful. Because of the adultery and the fact that I documented everything, Deborah's demands got shredded. No alimony, adultery forfeit in our state. She got her half of the house equity, but had to agree to sell immediately because she couldn't buy me out. Her half of my 401k from the marriage duration, but with penalties for early withdrawal since she needed cash now. No claim on my pension. The house sold fast. Market was hot. After realtor fees and paying off the small remaining mortgage, we each walked away with about $180,000. Deborah blew through $30,000 in 6 weeks. New car for Brad, leased Mercedes, new wardrobe for her influencer career, professional photography sessions, cosmetic treatments. She was documenting everything on Instagram like she was some real housewife. Meanwhile, Brad's true colors were showing. My neighbor Carl told me he saw Brad at a bar with another woman while Deborah was at her book club. The doorbell camera footage from my old house, still had access until the sale closed, caught Brad bringing someone home while Deborah was visiting her sister. But here's where the entitlement hit peak levels. Deborah's mom, Ruth, called me. This 80-year-old woman who I'd driven to doctor's appointments for years, who I'd helped move into assisted living, called to lecture me. Thomas, you need to forgive Deborah and take her back. Ruth, she left me for another man. She was confused. This Brad character has manipulated her. You're her husband. You're supposed to fight for her. She's a grown woman who made her choice. She's making mistakes, but you're being vindictive. A real man would win her back. A real man respects himself enough not to be someone's backup plan. Ruth actually said, and I quote, "You're going to die alone and regret this. Rather die alone than live with someone who doesn't want me." Update 4, 5 months later. Deborah found out about Brad's side pieces. How? The idiot gave her an STD. Yeah. She called me crying, actually thinking I'd sympathize. He gave me chlamydia. Chlamydia, Tom. I have to take antibiotics. Why are you calling me? Because you're the only one who really knows me. I thought I didn't understand you. I thought I was boring and killing your spirit. I made a mistake, okay? Is that what you want to hear? What I want is for you to never call me again. But she kept calling and texting and emailing. Brad had moved some other woman into their apartment, kicked Deborah out. She was staying with a friend, but the friend was getting tired of her drama. The money was almost gone. The influencer career never materialized. Shocking, who could have predicted that? She was working part-time at a department store, making $15 an hour. Then came the insurance crisis that prompted this whole post. Last week, Deborah texts me. I need to get back on your health insurance. I have a lump in my breast, need mammogram and possibly biopsy. Okay, that's serious. I'm not heartless, but I'm sorry about your health scare. You need to get your own insurance. I can't afford it. The marketplace plans are terrible and cost $800 per month. You should have thought about that before. You're seriously going to let me die because you're petty? Dramatic much? You're not dying. You need a screening. Go to Planned Parenthood. They have sliding scale fees. Here's what she didn't know. I'd remarried. Yeah, quick. But when you know, you know. Patricia, 56, widow, met her at a grief support group I attended for people dealing with major life changes. We clicked immediately. No drama, no games, just two adults who knew what they wanted. We got married at the courthouse 2 weeks ago. Small ceremony, just immediate family. Patricia's on my insurance now as my spouse. So when Deborah showed up at my office yesterday, demanding I add her to my insurance for humanitarian reasons, Patricia was there having lunch with me. The look on Deborah's face when Patricia answered my office door wearing a wedding ring? Priceless. You got married? Patricia, sweet as pie. Yes, 2 weeks ago. You must be the ex-wife. Tom's told me so much about you. Deborah turned to me. You replaced me already? Replaced implies you had the position. You quit, remember? This is Patricia, my wife. But I need insurance. Patricia, still smiling. Have you tried the marketplace? Or maybe that boyfriend of yours can help. We broke up. That's unfortunate. Well, we should get back to lunch. Nice meeting you. Deborah stood there, mouth opening and closing like a fish. Then came the waterworks. Tom, please, I'm scared. I need help. You needed help when you were chasing a 35-year-old trainer. You needed help when you were blowing through your settlement money. You needed help when you were posting about your amazing new life on Facebook. Now you need a job with benefits. Update 5. Current situation. It's been a week since the office confrontation. The escalation has been something. First, Deborah went nuclear on social media. Posted about how I abandoned her in her time of need, how I was flaunting my new wife, how men always trade in for newer models. Patricia's literally 1 year older than her, but okay. Her post backfired spectacularly. Comments were brutal. Didn't you leave him for your trainer? Girl, you posted pics with your boy toy for months. Now you're mad he moved on? This is embarrassing. Delete this. My favorite from her own cousin. Deborah, you're 55. Time to grow up. She dirty deleted the post within hours. Then came the family intervention attempts. My former brother-in-law called, trying to guilt me into helping. Her sister showed up at my house. Joke's on her. I moved. Even our kids got involved, but not how she expected. Kelly shut her down hard. Mom, you made your bed, literally, with Brad. Eric was even more brutal. Maybe focus on getting your life together instead of stalking Dad and Patricia. Oh yeah, the stalking. She followed Patricia to her yoga class. Sat in the parking lot. Patricia, who's dealt with actual problems in life, her first husband died of cancer, wasn't even fazed, just walked over and said, Deborah, this is embarrassing for both of us. Tom's moved on. You should too. The financial spiral continued. Deborah's car got repossessed, that Mercedes lease for Brad she co-signed. Yeah, he stopped paying. She got evicted from her friend's place for not contributing to rent. Last I heard, she was staying with her mom, Ruth, in the assisted living facility, sleeping on the couch. Ruth called me again. She's your responsibility. No, Ruth, she's a grown woman who wanted excitement and adventure. She's getting exactly that. Adventure is just another word for poor planning. But here's the real kicker. Remember that health scare? The lump? She finally went to Planned Parenthood. Benign cyst, completely harmless, but she'd already told everyone I was letting her die of cancer, so that was awkward. Then yesterday, got a text from an unknown number. It was Brad. Hey chief, heard you remarried. Good for you. BTW, Deb's crazy. Watch your back. Watch your back. I responded. Already learned that lesson. Enjoy your next victim. LOL, she still thinks we're getting back together, calling me 50x a day. I blocked the number. Not my circus. Not my monkeys. Final update. It's been 8 months since Deborah left me for her exciting new life. Here's where everyone ended up. Deborah is working 2 retail jobs, living in a studio apartment in the sketchy part of town. Her Instagram influencer dreams, dead. Her account is now private with 436 followers. The last public post was a motivational quote about rising from the ashes she lit herself. Brad moved 3 states away with some new woman he met at a supplement store. Deborah found out when she went to win him back and found his apartment empty. The landlord said he'd skipped on 2 months' rent. She tried one last time to get money from me. Showed up at Patricia's birthday dinner at a nice restaurant. We were there with Patricia's kids and my kids. Full family gathering. Deborah walked up to our table, dressed in what was clearly a new outfit she couldn't afford, and made a scene. I need to talk to my husband. Ex-husband, I corrected. We were together for 32 years. That has to mean something. Patricia, calm as ever. It meant something. Past tense. Now you're interrupting my birthday dinner. Kelly stood up. Mom, leave. You're embarrassing yourself. I'm your mother. And you left Dad for a guy younger than Eric. You don't get to play the victim now. The manager approached. Deborah tried to claim she was family and had a right to be there. The manager, looking at our clearly uncomfortable table, asked her to leave or he'd call the police. Her parting shot, you'll all regret this when I'm gone. Eric, under his breath but loud enough, promise? That was 2 weeks ago. Since then, she's been banned from the restaurant. Both kids have gone low contact with her. Ruth passed away, peacefully in her sleep, leaving everything to charity because she was disappointed in Deborah's choices. I got promoted at work. Stress-free life does wonders for productivity. Patricia and I are planning a real honeymoon to Greece. The whole thing cost me about $180,000 and a year of drama. But I gained peace, self-respect, and a partner who actually wants to be with me. Deborah wanted excitement. She got it. Bankruptcy is pretty exciting. Eviction notices are thrilling. Watching your boy toy leave you for someone younger is an adventure. She texts me occasionally from different numbers. Always some emergency, some crisis, some reason she needs money. I don't respond. Patricia and I joke about it over wine. Another text from the ex, she'll ask. Yep, needs money for car repairs. Didn't she want a more exciting life? Walking is quite the adventure. We laugh. We're happy. Life is good. Meanwhile, Deborah's learning that Instagram filters don't pay bills, that 35-year-old trainers aren't interested in 55-year-old women long-term, and that burning bridges leaves you nowhere to go when the flood comes. Someone asked if I feel bad for her. No, she had everything. Loving family, paid-off house, comfortable life, early retirement option. She threw it away for some fantasy sold by a guy who couldn't even afford his own apartment. Actions have consequences. She chose her actions. These are her consequences. Me? I'm living my predictable, boring life with my age-appropriate wife, my healthy retirement accounts, and my excellent health insurance that covers both of us. Boring never looked so good. Edit. Since some people are asking, yes, this is all real. No, I don't feel guilty. She made her choices. I made mine. The difference is mine didn't involve destroying a 3-decade marriage for someone who does burpees for a living. To the person who messaged saying I'm bitter, I'm literally on my deck right now. Patricia's making dinner. We're about to watch the game. If this is bitter, I'll take it over whatever Deborah's version of sweet was supposed to be.